Find x if square root 2 cos x plus 1 equals 0. So I'm going to start off by saying square root 2 cos x plus 1 equals 0. And my domain is from negative 2 pi, smaller than or equal than x, smaller than or equal than 2 pi. Okay, to start off with, my first thing that I see is this is in radians, so calculator in radians. Now, I only know what it's for sine x and cos x, so I have to manipulate this equation to get it cos x equals something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. That's going to leave me with square root 2 cos x, which equals the plus 1 is a negative 1 if I subtract 1 on both sides. I'm now going to divide by square root 2, which is going to give me cos x equals negative 1 over square root 2. Now, if they say give exact values, or it is in the non-calculator exam, I know that this is a special triangle. But not only that, you should know by now that 1 and the square root 2 has got something to do about special triangles. My special triangles, which I'm going to draw this side, will have, there's two special triangles. There's the 30-60, right? And the 30-60 is 1 to square root 3. So it's not that one because there's no square root 2. The 45, however, but I'm working in radians, which means pi over 4, we know that that is 1 square root 2. So that must be the special triangle that I use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm first going to find my reference angle. Actually, I am not. I can, it's not going to be a big deal. But what I'm going to do is I'm first going to use the negative sign to see where it is. Now, there's a bit of a thing happening here. I've got from negative 2 pi to positive 2 pi, which means that is actually 2 revolutions. So I'm going to have 2 graphs. I'm going to have 2 cast diagrams. Cast, okay. And if I have minus 2 pi, I'm going to start with negative 2 pi here. And I'm going to go, no, I'm not. I'm going to start with 0 here. And I'm going to go into a negative direction. If I go in a negative direction, this is 0, this is minus 2 pi, this is minus pi, and this is minus 2 pi. So going in this direction, 0, minus pi, minus 2 pi. If I have my other one, I start here, 0, that is pi, and that is 2 pi, because I'm going in the positive direction. So this is positive direction, this is going into the negative direction. So now I have from 0, from negative 2 pi, all the way to 0, and then from 0 I go all the way to 2 pi. If I can quickly, just here on the side, in red, because you don't have to do it, just quickly remind you of what we do. Our cos graph looks like this. Okay, cos graph looks like that. But remember, if we don't give a domain, this thing will go on forever in both directions. Okay, so it goes on and on and on. If this is 0, this is pi over 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi over 2, this is 2 pi. And the same, this is minus pi, minus 2 pi. Minus pi over 2. This is minus pi over 2, this is minus pi, that's minus 3 pi over 2, that is minus 2 pi. And if I say where's the cos equal to negative, it's going to be here somewhere. It's going to be here somewhere. So it's going to happen at 4 places, there and there, there and there. Okay, so that's why there's 4 answers. The hardest thing is to draw the negative, starting at 0, going minus pi, minus 2 pi. Now I say, where is cos negative? Well, cos is positive there and there, so it's negative there and there, as well as there and there. So there's my 4 answers. How do I get to those points? It's from there in that direction, from the x-axis, and from the x-axis in that direction, and this one is in that direction and in this direction. And I think I'm quickly going to color code and name them. I'm going to call this number 1. I'll find that one first, then I'll find number 2, and then I'll find, I'm running out of colors. This is going to be 3, and this is going to be beautiful brown 4. Okay, so the first angle, that first angle there, angle number 1, how big is that? Well, it's my reference, oh, I didn't find my reference angle. My reference angle is the arc cos of, and remember I don't use the sign only told me where this is, so it's 1 over square root 2. And the cos of 1 over 2, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, so adjacent over hypotenuse is for pi over 4, so my reference angle is pi over 4. Now remember what was my golden hint previously? My hint was that if I have a fraction, then I'm going to write this as the fraction. So I'm going to write this pi as 4 pi over 4, and I'm going to say this is 4 pi over 4, which still gives me pi. And then this will be 8 pi over 4, and that will be negative 8 pi over 4. Just to make the calculation easier. So if I now go to 1, I'm going to say my first angle starts at 4 pi over 4, it's negative, oh, let's just say x equals, starting at minus 4 pi over 4, going in a positive direction. I'm going in a, that's in a negative direction. I'm going in a negative direction, so it's minus my reference angle, which is pi over 4. That gives us minus 4 pi over 4 minus another pi over 4 will give us negative 5 pi over 4. So that's one done. My second one is here. Where do I start with that second angle? I start again at minus, so x equals minus 4 pi over 4, and I go in a positive direction. From there I have to go in the positive direction. Positive is anti-clockwise, so it's going to be plus my reference angle of pi over 4. Now minus 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4 will take us to negative 3 pi over 4. Okay, now I'm going to be what I always tell my students not to do, I'm going to write next to it here. Try and do everything underneath each other. So 3, this angle 3, how do I get to angle 3? I start with 4 pi over 4, so I say x equals, start here, 4 pi over 4, and I go in the negative direction, so take away my reference angle of pi over 4. So 4 pi over 4 take away pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4, and then my last one, my brown angle there, 4, I'm going to say x equals, where do I start? I start at 4 pi over 4. I'm coming in the positive, in the negative, it's the positive direction. If I go in the positive direction, I add, so it's from there in the positive direction plus pi over 4. 4 pi over 4 plus 1 pi over 4 is 5 pi over 4. So, just to make it easier for the markers, what there's is saying about happy markers. Happy markers, happy life, or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it from the smallest to the tallest, from the smallest value to the biggest value. The smallest value is negative 5 pi over 4, then it is negative 3 pi over 4, then it is 3 pi over 4, and that is 5 pi over 4. And that is your final answer.